रामानुजदयापात्रं ज्ञानवैराग्यभूषणं श्रीमद्वेङ्कटनाथार्यं वन्दे वेदान्तदेशिकं लक्ष्मीनाथसमारम्भां नाथयामुनमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्तां वन्दे गुरुपरम्परां यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुग्मव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये माता पिता विवदयस्तनया विभूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य नः कुलपते वकुलाभिरामं श्रीमत्तरङ्गियुगलं प्रणमामि मूर्धना भूतं सरश्च महदाह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसार कुलशेखर योगिवाहान् भक्तामृतेषु परकाल यतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यम् कूजन्तं राम रामेति मधुरं मधुराक्षरम् आरुह्य कविताशाखां वन्दे वाल्मीकि कोकिलं वाल्मीकिर्मुनिसिंहस्य कवितावनचारिणः शृण्वन् रामकथानादं पुनयादिपदागतिं वेदवेदे पुंसि जायते दशरथात्मजे वेदः प्राचेतसा दासी साक्षात् रामायणात्मना अञ्जनानन्दनं वीरं जानकी शोकनाशनं कपीशम् अक्षहन्तारं वन्दे लङ्का भयङ्करं मनोजवं मारुततुल्यवेगं जितेन्द्रियं बुद्धिमतां वरिष्ठं वातात्मजं वानरयूथमुख्यं श्रीरामदूतं शिरसा नमामि आञ्जनेयमणिपाठलाननं काञ्चनाद्रिकमनीयविग्रहं पारिजाततरुमूलवासिनं भावयामि पवमानन्दनं यत्र यत्र रघुनाथकीर्तनं तत्र तत्र कृतमस्तकाञ्जलिं बाष्पवारि परिपूर्णलोचनं मारुतिं नमत राक्षसान्तकम् शृङ्गारं क्षितिनन्दिनी विहरणे वीरं धनुर्भञ्जने कारुण्यं बलिभोजने अद्भुतरसं सिन्धौ गिरिस्थापने हास्यं शूर्पणखामुखे भयमघे बीभत्सम् अन्यामुखे रौद्रं रावणमर्दने मुनिजने शान्तं वपुः पातु नः।
In the beautiful canto of Sundarakandam, we see that a super monkey called as Hanuman conveys a very convincing message to Mother Sita that don't fear, Rama is coming all the way. At that point in time, he delivers a beautiful ring that Rama sported. Kaikeyi, who was very vigilant about seizing all the jewelry of Rama with a metal jammer, ensured that she did not take the ring alone, because that was the ring gifted to Rama by his father-in-law. So he had managed to save some money on a chit fund in a jewelry shop every month, and managed to procure this ring for his prospect son-in-law, who happened to be Rama. So since it was gifted by the father-in-law, Kaikeyi did not have the legal right to seize that particular jewel. While Hanuman showed this ring to Sita, Grihitva prekshamanasa bhartukkara vibhushanam bhartaram iva samprapta janaki mudita bhavadu, tells Valmiki in Ramayana. The moment she obtained the ring, she was all happy. And she reached the zenith of her happiness, for she felt that she had seen Rama himself while she procured the ring. In return, Hanuman tells, while I head back to India, Rama will ask, whom did you see? I cannot manage convincing him through my eloquence that I saw Sita. Because I don't have a profile picture of yours. What if he says you didn't see Sita, you saw Gita? So, you need to give me something in return. You need to give me your Aadhaar card. That is when she gave a gem-studded beautiful hair clip. It was called Chudamani. So Chudamani was that beautiful jewel on her head which Mother Sita wore. And probably she wanted her jewel to be remembered, and that's why she has made me speak at the My Jewel. Correct? So, if somebody asks you as residents, what does this jewel denote? Don't search for left and right. It just denotes Sita's Chudamani. So I'm sure with the grace of Goddess Sita and Rama, and with the beautiful sanctum sanctorum of Lord Sri Anjaneya Swami that I could get to see just now, all the residents here will be blessed with uninterrupted and unadulterated devotion for years to come. So, the topic that we are going to deal with, today being the first day and day 2 being tomorrow, is going to be the 9 emotional rasas, the Navarasas of Srimad Ramayana. Even before I could deal with the rasas individually, we need to first understand why Ramayana is so important to our country and why we are taking so much of efforts to fight for the 3 acres of land which Rama should own. He is still having a real estate issue. But why are we still fighting for it? The fight is not to get a temple. The fight is to establish Ramayana as the most important scripture of our country. Be it Adi Shankara of the Advaita philosophy, be it Bhagavad Ramanuja of the Visishta Advaita philosophy, be it Sri Ananda Tirtha Purna Prajna or Madhvacharya of the Dvaita philosophy, be it Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu of Achintya Bheda Bheda, be it Bhaskaracharya, be it Yadava Prakasha, be it Swami Vedanta Deshika, all these acharyas come philosophers headed in Sanatana Dharma based their very quintessence on Ramayana. Of course, Vedam and Vedantam is the Taru, is the Moolam. Telugu varu unnara ikkada? Andari Telugu. So, the Taru, Moolam for Sanatana Dharma is Vedam and Vedantam, no doubt. But Vedam and Vedantam is accessible to only a certain set of scholars. When I say accessible, since most of the statements in Vedantam is very cryptic in nature. For example, Ajayamano Bahudha Vijayate. Ajayamano means the one who is not born. Bahudha Vijayate means he is born many times. One statement says, Ajayamano, the one who is not born, is born many times. In English, this is a classic example of an oxymoron. The first half of the statement opposes the second half. If he is unborn, he should not be born many times. If he is born many times, he should not be called the unborn. So how do we understand this? So there are many such statements in Vedam and Vedantam which is very cryptic in nature. So you may need to seek the grace of a learned scholar or a preceptor or an acharya who will try decipher the inner meaning of the statement so that you can understand the statement in its rightful fashion. So, in a world that we are facing now, it is very, very tough for a person to find one such acharya, and even if there is one such acharya, he may not be able to make time for it. So, it is for this reason that the Vedam and Vedantam in those days understood what will be the future of it and tried to incarnate in the form of simpler scriptures. That is called Itihasam and Purana. There is a beautiful shloka. Itihasa Puranabhyam Vedam Samupabrumhaye Vibheti Alpashrutat Vedat Mamayam Prakarishyati. It seems the Vedas and Vedantas were a bit anxious. They had this anguish that in the future days to come, people may misinterpret and misrepresent us. So they incarnated in the form of Itihasam and Puranam, where they forge characters who will carry messages of the Vedam and Vedanta. So we have two categories. There is one set called as Itihasam, the other one called as Puranam. Itihasam and Puranam, whenever there is two in this world, there is always bound to be comparison. If a mother has two children, you go to the house, inadvertently the mother will say, I just told you, right? This is my first son, very obedient. He is the second one. Well, so even if the mother has had the same gestational period with her two children, she still, even without her knowledge, starts comparing. The mother doesn't intend to. It's a natural phenomenon to a human being. You have two houses, for example, you are staying here, you have bought another house so that you can rent it out. Somebody asks you, you will say, there are two houses, here the water is very good, the other house the water is bad. So it's a natural tendency for a human being to compare. So you have Itihasam and Puranam. Comes the question, which is the better amongst the two? That is why the prominence is taken by the word that comes first. Itihasa Puranabhyam. Since Itihasam and Puranam are two adjacent words and Itihasam comes first, Itihasam takes prominence. Just not because of that, there are certain technical details to it. Is that possible? Is a question. I'm sure those of you who have fortunately or unfortunately managed to procure an engineering degree, at the outset I offer my deepest condolences. Because there is a saying in the south of India that if you would hit a stone on another person, it might not hit on a dog, it may hit on an engineer. Because there are more number of engineers in the fauna that we see around. So in engineering, we come across basic subjects wherein we deal with mathematics, physics, chemistry, and then we try to specialize in whatever engineering we have got a certificate in. I wouldn't say we have studied it, we've got a certificate in. So in mathematics, there is a set where you deal with differentiation and integration. Without much ado into it, there is something called as UV principle. Correct? I won't ask any questions, so you can feel free to nod your head, at least if you heard of it remotely. So in the UV principle, there is always a question as to which one is to be assumed the U. So there is a principle called as I8, inverse logarithmic algebraic trigonometric exponential. So when you have 5 expressions, the first one takes prominence. Likewise, in Itihasa Puranabhyam, Itihasam takes prominence. In Itihasam is a direct speech. The person who compiles will be a part of the Itihasam. Valmiki was the one in whose ashramam Sita delivered her 2 children. So he was very much a part of Ramayana. Vyasa was very much a part of Mahabharata because Dhritarashtra, Pandu were the biological sons to him through Ambika and Ambalika. So the person who compiles will be a part of it. Whereas in Puranas, it is always a Chinese whisper. So somebody would have told somebody who would have told a somebody which this Rishi will be telling. So whenever it is an indirect speech, it takes lesser prominence. So in Itihasam and Puranam, Itihasam takes more prominence. In Itihasas, you've just got 2. One is Srimad Ramayanam and second is Sri Mahabharatam. Ramayanam closely has 24,000 verses, not exactly, somewhere close to. Mahabharatam on the other side, including Harivamshan, has 1,25,000 verses. It is probably the world's known largest epic poem. Long, much longer than John Milton's Paradise Lost and Paradise Gained. And it's even longer than Odyssey and Iliad. So, Mahabharata is that huge. Ramayana is close to 1/5 of its length. Amongst Ramayana and Mahabharata, which is more prominent? So, amongst Itihasas and Puranas, Itihasam is more prominent. In Itihasam, you've got Ramayana and Mahabharata. Ramayana is more prominent because in Ramayana, the poet-composer Valmiki tries to convey the message of Rama's life history. So Rama was to be born, Rama was born, Rama grew up, Rama spent his boyhood, Rama was educated, Rama was married to Sita, Rama and Sita led a happy life. They were sent on an exile to the forest, they lived happily. Sita was abducted, Rama went in search of his wife, he befriended a monkey called as Sugriva, he killed a monkey called Vali. Rama then sent a super monkey called as Hanuman in search of Sita, who flew all the way to Lanka, met up with Sita and brought the happy message back to Rama. So Rama then wanted to devise a plan to take all these monkeys and fight the demons of Lanka. He built a bridge across the ocean, he took all the monkeys, escorted them, annihilated the demons and brought Sita back, and Rama and Sita ruled in Ayodhya. So the skeleton of Ramayana has Rama as the function of X. Correct. So Rama was born, Rama was married, Rama's wife was kidnapped, Rama brought his wife back, Rama ruled. So the common point remains Rama. Whereas in Mahabharata, Vyasa wanted to ensure that he speaks more about Krishna. But it ended up being the story of Devabrata, who later became Bhishma, who brought in 3 women, of which one said she wanted to elope with another king. The other 2 managed to marry Vichitravirya. Vichitravirya died. So she had biological children through the stepson of the mother of Satyavati called Krishna Dvaipayana. They had 500 sons and 1 daughter. They grew up under the tutelage of Kripacharya and Dronacharya. They were respectively married. They had some property issues. They all fought, they gambled, they went on an exile. And Krishna is also spoken about. So, in Mahabharata there are plenty of other things and there is Krishna as well. Whereas in Ramayana it is only Rama. Since the topic of the presentation deals only with one subject, this is less digressive and more important than Mahabharata. So what we are going to deal with today and tomorrow is just not Ramayana, but it is better than the Puranam, better than Mahabharatam, and in fact the incarnation of Vedas and Vedantas. So how do we deal with a topic like Ramayana? A topic like Ramayana could be dealt in various angles. The most simplest of all, in English, I can never ever use most simplest, because in degrees of comparison you've got positive, comparative and superlative. When adjectives have to be used in degrees of comparison, you need to look at how many syllables are there. Simple, 2 syllables. Tall, 1 syllable. So whenever you've got 1 or 2 syllables, you have to use ER and EST. You say tall, taller, tallest, strong, stronger, strongest. Whereas when you deal with more than 2 syllables, for example adjectives like beautiful, there are 3 syllables, beautiful. Then you cannot use ER and EST, you cannot say beautifuler, beautifulest. You end up saying more beautiful and most beautiful. So you have a choice of either using more and most if it's more than 2 syllables and less than that ER and EST. But I said most simplest. Is it right? In Midsummer's Night Dream, Shakespeare says, the most beautifulest of the nights has arrived. The commentator asks, Shakespeare, being quite the stakeholder for good English, how could he afford to commit a blatant grammatical mistake as this, where he says most beautifulest? To which the commentator convincingly says that when you reach the pinnacle of emotion and ecstasy, you don't have to follow grammatical rules. So, even, I don't know if Shakespeare will agree or not, with what I have said, at least Sashi Tharoor will agree. So, here, with such a beautiful work called as Ramayana, how do we deal? So, traditional scholars deal it in a set of 2. There is a set of 9 days called as Srimad Ramayana Navaham. So, you start with the birth of Rama and culminate it with the Pattabhishekam to Rama and Sita. So, it happens for a series of 9 days. It either happens 9 days before Ramanavami or from Ramanavami. It's called Janmotsavam and Garbhotsavam. So, this is a traditional way. There is another way when we have restricted days as such as 1 day or 2 days or 3 days like this. It is very tough to deal the work in its entirety. So in such cases, we see this work from various angles. There is one angle which a lot of scholars see. They see the 18 rahasyas that are found inside Ramayana. There are 18 rahasyas. Rahasyam is that which generally isn't spoken in public. But there are certain rahasyas which can be superficially discussed in public. See, if Kaikeyi had a maid servant called as Manthara, she in Tamil is called Kuni. Thonriya Kuniyum Tudikkum Nenjinal Undriya Veguliyal Ulaikum Ullathal Kandriyari Nayanattal Gadikkum Sollinal Moonru Ulaginirkum Or Idukkan Muttuval tells Kambar. Telugulo Ranganatha Ramayana undi kada. Ade prakaranga Tamillo Kambarada chesina Ramayana undi. So he talks about a maid servant who had a hunch. There is another mystic saint called as Tirumalizhai Alvar or called as Bhakti Sara who tells Konde Konda Kodai Needu Tengulavu Kuni Kun Unde Konda Ranga Votti Bul Mavilda Nadanu. So she had a huge bun in around the 1970s and 80s. Most heroines in the movies will have something called as bun konde. So this lady who was a nanny, because Kaikeyi's mother was so busy in the page 3 parties, that she would ensure that she had a maid servant who would be the cook, come teacher, come caretaker, come friend, come whatever angles are possible. So, Manthara or Kuni, she looked like a bacterian camel. What's special about a bacterian camel? Humps. There are 2 humps to a bacterian camel. Generally, camels have 1. She looked like a bacterian camel because her head had 1 hump and her back had another. So she came from her motherland, which was Kekeya Desham. As per a lot of historians, Kekeya denotes the territory in and around Afghanistan, Pakistan. Whereas the great sage of Kanchi, called as Kanchi Paramacharya, used to state that Kekeya is Russia. So Manthara, as a maid servant to Kaikeyi, who grew up in Kekeya, either belonged to Russia or Afghanistan. But the concept of a foreign daughter-in-law ruling India has been in the vogue. So, this is a superficial secret. So, there is a way of discussing Ramayana called as Ashtadasha Rahasyam, Vakyakshepaha, Karathaha, Bhavayam, Sadvrittam, Acharyavatha, Gayatri Arthaha, Hidamuchitavaram, Tattva Arthamscha Pancha, Karpanyam, Seshabhavaha, Ghatakavidipalam, Paratantriam Tatadadu, Kashthakala Pratiksha, Basatipadamidi, Prahuhu, Ashtadashartham. So this shloka denotes the 18 rahasyas found in Ramayana. So that is one way of discussing it. Another way to discuss Ramayana is through a method that was efficiently handled by the silver-tongued man of the British regime. You know him? He was a very famous person called as the Right Honourable V.S. Srinivasa Shastri. He gave a set of lectures in 1944 at the Madras Sanskrit College. These lectures were recorded as lectures on Ramayana, and it is still found as in a lot of publications. Please do get to read that book. It's a beautiful compendium of his research on certain characters of Ramayana. So that's another way where you do the character sketches of people in Ramayana. That's the second method. One such method that our acharyas have followed is to check the Navarasas of Ramayana. Have you heard of Navarasas? No? Navarasam telusu kada? Natya Shastram, tarvata Sangeeta Shastramlo Navarasam undi. If you take up Sangeeta Shastram, let's take South Indian Carnatic music. You can generally deploy ragams for certain emotions. Shridhamanato Vadamane Bhedamagiti Modama Ramanavandanamu Raghunandana. ఈ రాగం సహన ఉంది కదా,
ఈ సహానా రాగం నుంచి వస్తున్న ఆ రసంకు కారుణ్యం అని చెప్తారు. సో the rasam that you get out of sahana is karunyam. So you've got certain ragas that deal with certain emotions. Manikam katti vairamilai katti aani ponna shiravanna shiruttil peni unakku piraman vidudandan peni unakku piraman Mani kuralane talelo sadhu janadhara. This ragam Neelabari has to do with people getting sleep. That's why I tried restricting my singing this because anyways the unintended byproduct of a lecture as this is sleep. Why should I be a catalyst in inducing more? So there is this concept of using ragas to invigorate emotions. Suppose Rama has to come and lift the bow to marry Sita. Raman he will not be able to lift the bow. Because to lift the bow you need a certain vigor. Kandavara Shukodanda Prakandana Kandana Shaunda Budadanda Radakirana Shakala Dhara Jatila Natapati Makuta Tatana Patu Vibuda Saridati Adipakula Madhugana Lalita Pada Nalinaraja Upamrita Nijabrichina Jarupadatanu Ruchira Paramuni Yuvatimuta. So that is the way he will lift the book. So ragas can actually instill a lot of rasas. This is in Sangeeta Shastra. More than Sangeeta Shastra, Navarasas are deployed in Bharatanatyam Shastra. You can also include Kuchipudi in that. Kuchipudi, Kathak. Kathak may not be to that extent. Kuchipudi uses Kathakali to some extent. Bharatanatyam to a large extent generously uses Navarasas. But in Natya Shastram, the most communicative part has to be one's eyes. It's called abhinayam. So with your nayanam, you're showing expressions. But if you're going to large auditoriums, only the first 2 rows of people can see the abhinayam. The 10th row person, first of all, to spot the dancer itself is a tough thing if the dancer's pituitary gland is malfunctioning. So, where will they get to see the eyes? That's when you start using your hands and legs. There's a footwork, there's a Lokya Dharmi and the Natya Dharmi that you deploy. In Bharatanatyam Shastram, where Bharata Muni has compiled the basics, the fundamentals of the Shastra, and in Sangeeta Shastra, we have only 8 rasas, Ashtarasam. But this world has been addicted to the word Navarasam. So where will we go for the 9th one? Because that was a later amendment. 8 plus 1. The last one was an added one. So we need to first understand what are these Navarasas. And let's go one rasam by the other and see where each of the characters have tried to portray these rasas in Ramayana. So the most important of all rasams, rather than using the word important, the most adored of all rasams is Shringara. Shringara is love. Now comes the question. We thought you are going to talk about Vedanta, we are talking about love. We have Vijay Devarakonda to show love. Inken kavale. You are coming and talking about love. We want better looking people to talk about love. Why are you talking about love? Because in Sanatana Dharma, we are not averse to love. This is one religion that openly portrays in temples cultures of love. We have no inhibitions. In our Purusharthas, we openly say Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksham. So our rishis have never shied away. The same Vishwamitra who gave Gayatri Mantram for Moksham is the same Vishwamitra who had a relationship with a damsel called Menaka to produce Shakuntala to get married to me. So he is my father-in-law in that aspect. So we have had strong characters who have portrayed the Kama aspect in them as well. And we have no inhibitions. It is the same Lord Shiva who burnt Kamadeva, Kandarpa, Ananga, Maran. In Tamil Nadu, I must not use this word. Right? Because that Maran was caught. Here, he was burnt to ashes. But it is the same Lord Shiva who had a relationship with Parvati. So we have never shied away from Kama. So openly in Sanatana Dharma, if people ask, why do your temples denote sculptures of Kama? Because we don't run away from the reality of life. If there is no Kama, none of us will be in this hall. But it should be used legitimately and morally at certain periods of time. See, Shastram tells that the man and the woman who manage to raise progeny at a different point in time in their life should be like a brother and sister. This is what Shastram tells. That is why Krishna is called a Naishtika Brahmachari. Krishna had 16,108 wives. In his house it was not ration card, it was ration book. So Rukmini Krishnan, Jambavati Krishnan, Satyabhama Krishnan, full Krishnans, 16,108 Krishnans, and had they been in Tamil Nadu, you would have got 1,000 rupees per person in the ration shop. So Krishna managed to have so many wives and he had a dozen children, some useful and some useless ones. But he was a Naishtika Brahmachari. How, sir? Because in Sanatana Dharma, Brahmachari doesn't denote the one person who is unmarried. The person who also gets, the person who undergoes marriage, manages to produce children, yet abstains from a physical relationship on certain days which the Shastras have prescribed is called a Brahmachari despite being a Grihastha. So these are all rules mentioned in our Shastram. So we have Dharma Artha Kama Moksham, of which Kama is one of the Purushartha, which gets transformed into Shringara Rasam. Shringara Rasam is that emotion that arises out of love for a partner when either that partner is with them or without them. It is called Samyoga Shringara or Vipralamba Shringara. Either they have to be together or they have to be separated. So if the Nayika is with the Nayaka, then there is a Samyoga Shringara because they are both together, they are very happy. If they are separated, then there is a Vipralamba Shringara. So Virahatapam comes. I take people on heritage tours. So during heritage tours, we check if all of them have come in the bus. And we generally try putting couples together in seats. Many, sir, you have given 16 and 17 to them, please give 18 and 19 to us. Okay, fine. Except moksha, we can give everything else. So, we allot seats that way. In one particular case, one lady came and fought with us left and right. She said, why did you give the seat with my husband? So, she faces the Virahatapam when she is with him. So, there could be cases where there is sorrow born out of union and happiness born when there is separation. In many cases, when they come to discourses also, they will sit separately. So they will say, why should we sit together, sir? You are talking about Ramayana. If we sit together, it will become Mahabharata. So this is Shringara Rasam. Where do we see Shringaram in Srimad Ramayana? At the commencement, Rama is around 12 years of age. That 12 years of age itself is a simultaneous equation derivation, which we have to deal separately. How he is 12 years of age is a different calculation. Nevertheless, Rama was 12 years of age. That is when the father Dasharatha was worried that his son was not yet married. Ramayana tells, Darak Kriyam Prati, my son is not yet married, is when the father thought. At that point in time, Vishwamitra barges into the court of Dasharatha and seeks his help. Dasharatha promises. Srinivasa Shastri remarks, Dasharatha was a king who had a fatal defect of promising in haste and repenting in leisure. He will promise, then he will repent. He will say, I give 74,000 rupees per month, then he will not know how to do it. So, here we had Dasharatha, who was worried about the future of his son Rama. That is when Vishwamitra barges. Vishwamitra knew the state of Dasharatha. Being a Brahma Rishi, he could mind read people. Why did Rama get married? Because 12 years was quite late for a person to get married. Why? Because any prospect father-in-law who would come and wanted to give his daughter to Rama would ask, give me the good qualities of your son. Tell me something good about your son. And Dasharatha used to state, I have a son called Rama. He is very obedient to both his parents. So that was one big disqualification. So if the boy listens to his parents, he will never get married. That is why Krishna managed to do the reverse and get married 16,108 times. So there was no scope left for Devaki to apply in Bharat matrimony, stating 5, 6, ragi complexion, big complexion, clean habits, all that. Now here, Rama was taken on an internship for 6 days. Even we have done internship during engineering, where in our own father's company, we will sit at home and get one certificate for 3 months. Likewise, Rama wanted to be very original, so he went along with Vishwamitra to the forest, annihilated demons, so that he could put something on his curriculum by day. Right? I killed Tataka, I killed Subabu, drove away Maricha, gave emancipation to Ahalya, then only the prospect father-in-law will be ready to give. That is when Shringara Rasam starts coming, where when Rama had to be woken up, Vishwamitra tries waking him up the traditional way. Kausalya Supraja Rama Purva Sandhya Pravartate. Wake up. But this was the traditional way. At 4 a.m. in the morning, just because he was suffering from insomnia, he wanted to wake up Rama. Some people are very good-hearted. If they don't get sleep, they want the other person also to equally suffer. So here Vishwamitra wanted to wake him up. But Tyagaraja, the beautiful Telugu poet, says, Meluko Vaya Mangeluko Rama Melaina Sita Sametana Bhagyama. Only when you wake up will I be able to see the beautiful communion of you with Sita. Rama woke up. Only when you wake up will you be able to go to Mithila. Mithila was Janakpuri in Nepal, so it was a foreign country. That is when Vishwamitra got a message. WhatsApp message. Swayamvar of Sita. If you are invited. Vishwamitra did not want to take a second chance. So he had 2 eligible bachelors with him, Rama and Lakshmana, and he took them along to Mithila. As they entered Mithila, Valmiki doesn't describe any further, but Kamban, one of the earliest transcreators of Ramayana in the regional language. See, in Sanskrit you already had Valmiki, you had a great dramatist called as Bhasa, then you had Kalidasa and Raghuvamsham. So there were many people who had worked on Pravarasena of Setubandhana Kavyam. So you had many people who had worked on Ramayana as the core issue in their compositions earlier. But in the regional languages, the foremost of it is Tamil, which is Kamban's Ramayana, which is believed to have come in the 9th or the 10th century. But there is one language, one version of Ramayana in an other language, non-Sanskrit language, earlier to Kamba Ramayana. Take it there, what it is. Kamba Ramayana, before Kamba Ramayana, oka Ramayana undi. Adi Sanskrita bhashalo ledu. Hanumanta Ramayana anta oka Ramayana undi. Adi Hanumanta Natakam. Hanumanta Natakam is believed to have been composed by a poet whose name was Hanuman. Hindi Ramacharita is 400 years old. That is what Tulasidasa's Ramacharita Ananda Ramayana adi Puranamlo vastundi. Ananda Ramayana, Tarvata Apurva Ramayana. Okay. Valmiki Ramayana, Mula Ramayana. Mulla Ramayana is the 13th century. See, there is a Ramayana in Indonesia called as Kakawin Ramayana. It was 300 years before Kamba Ramayana. So Indonesia even today in Bali has a traditional dance called as Kecak dance. You should go and see that on YouTube. It is a very traditional dance where they present Ramayana every day in Bali. In India, if you do that, there will be protest. You can do it in Indonesia. So, Kamba Ramayana, Kamban states that Rama along with Lakshmana and Vishwamitra were walking the streets of Mithila. At one point in time, Lakshmana went to shops that were close to his heart. He wanted to buy AK-47 rifle, Rafale. Vishwamitra is a person who is not even bothered about who is coming. Some people just keep blindly walking without seeing who is coming with them. Rama was one person who wanted to relish the flora and the fauna of a foreign country. So as he walked by the streets of Mithila, he went into Mithila Cross Street, Mithila Main Road, Mithila. So he went into a small narrow path. And that narrow path had a low-hanging balcony called as a gazebo. In the European Gothic style, if there are mezzanine floor-like balconies, low-hanging ones, they are called gazebos. So it is called Kanni Madam in Tamil. So Sita was 6 years of age. When our children just managed to finish reciting Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, Sita was married by them. So Sita was playing with her friends. As the ball was being thrown and Sita did not catch it properly, she is not Ashwin, so she could not catch it properly. As she left the ball and the ball kept running, she wanted to take the ball which fell close to the gazebo, and she looked at somebody walking by the cross street, and the person who was walking by the cross street felt through an intuition that somebody else was looking at him, and he looked up. Both of them were oblivious of the fact that each of them looking at each other was looked by a third person called Kamban, who said, என்னலும் நலத்தினாள் இணையள் நின்றொழி கண்ணொடு கண்ணினை கப்பி ஒன்றை ஒன்று உண்ணவும் நிலைப்பெறாது உணர்வு ஒன்றிட அண்ணரும் நோக்கினார் அவரும் நோக்கினார். So this is the only verse with all evidence. அண்ணரும் நோக்கினார் அவரும் நோக்கினார். She saw him, he too saw her. Beyond that, over and above that, there is always a question. Now, Telugulo idi artham telisa, Annarum nokinadante Rama too saw him. Avarum nokinadante she too saw him. It is not aval, it is avar. In Tamil, the word avar is used, is a gender neutral word. For a woman also you have to say avar. In those days, if they have to refer to the mother-in-law, they say avar vandal, not aval vandal, because avar is gender neutral. Now, here both of them looked at each other. What is so special about both of them looking at each other? Because Apastamba Sutram tells, how many of you belong to Apastamba Sutram? Most generally Apastamba Sutram is majority. Bodhayana Sutram? Two. Because in most followers of Vedas will be of Yajurvedam. In Yajurvedam you will be of Apastamba Sutram. So minority is Bodhayana. Samavedam you can find certain people. Some will be of Tatsyayana Samavedam. And then Rigvedam, very rare. Yeah. So very few, here quite a lot of Vedas. Generally for Righupa Karma it is very tough to get Pandits because people who are trained in Rigveda are few. Followed by Samaveda, maximum in Yajurveda. Apastamba Sutra is the most prominent amongst all sutras. Apastamba is the sutrakara who designs a lot of aphorisms, a lot of sutras. In one of the sutra he tells, if there is arranged marriage in the house, if by mistake in some houses, if it happens even without your control, there is arranged marriage. You never wanted it to be, but somehow there is arranged marriage where the boy Finally, the boy should like the girl should like the boy, but in arranged marriage there are a few more permutations. The boy's side should like the girl, boy's side should like the girl's side. Girl should like the boy's side, girl's side should like the boy's side. So these are the 6 combinations that you can write in CR, which is 4C2. So these are the combinations that you get. Now everything is being liked. Boy likes the girl, girl likes the boy, all permutations are done. But there is one Shatru for arranged marriage. What is it? Who is it? Horoscope. Jatakam undi kada. Adi Shatru. It is a Jatakam Shatru. It is a Shatru. When you go to the astrologist and everything is matched, sir. Now you look at the horoscope. He'll say, no, sir. It is a Sashtastakam. Have you heard of Sashtastakam Jatakam? The 6th place and the 8th place, if they are filled with certain grahas, then in certain cases the couple's compatibility will not be formed. It is a belief in Jatakam. So there are many such cases where in Jatakam you say it is a Sashtastakam, where you say that Rahu is not looking at Guru properly, Guru Dasha is not there, Guru Parvai is not there, so many problems. So you are very upset. And probably the astrologer is smart enough, he will say, now you have to give 10 liters of milk and 4 liters of oil, go to this temple, you will follow it. But Apastamba Maharishi gives a shortcut. He tells, if everything matches and the horoscopes alone don't match, then bring the boy and the prospect girl together. Check if their eyes can communicate. If there is a lot of visible, agreeable, conducive communication between the eyes of the boy and the girl, then there is no need to look at Jatakam. He tells in one of the sutras. See, I am saving so much of money for you. Some of you may be wondering, wish you would have told this a few years ago. Right? This is called, generally people don't tell this because in this world everyone has a profession. Correct? But our rishis were very, very, very practical and modern. Just the fact that the speaker should be able to delineate the angle of that rishi in public. So, Apastamba Maharishi tells in Akshinitve, one sutra, that Rama and Sita's eyes saw. When their eyes could communicate, there was no need to look at Jatakam. Annarum Nokina, Avarum Nokina. So it implies that even without the horoscope matching, they were able to see each other. So this is the first example to Sringara Rasam. They were to get married. That is when Rama puts one rule. Pitrivihi. There is one word in Ramayana where he tells, only if my father agrees, I will marry him. The father came. He agreed. He had no problem. So he did not take any strain. So he said, fine. So as both of them were married, they reached Ayodhya and they lived happily for another set of 12 years. Rama was now 24, Sita was now 18. That is when there was a small change in the plan. He was to become the higher apparent Yuvaraja, but then he was asked to go on an exile. See the Sringara. Had I been in Sita's place, what I would have said? See, I have packed all the materials for you. I have kept ready-made pongal there, poha there, putarekulu here. So, you use all of that. Anything you require, please message me. I will blue dart it to you. I would have said. I would have managed to stay in Ayodhya happily in the comforts. See, in Ayodhya, Sita was the daughter-in-law to the richest man in the world, most powerful man, power center, Dasharatha. So, in those days, in aristocrats, you don't have to do work. You are ready. Who is there? And there will be 10 people who go. In our house, you have to come yourself. So, Sita could have enjoyed a luxurious life in Ayodhya, by sending Rama on an on-site project for 14 years. But see Sita's justification. Rama tells, Sita, you are missing Swargam. Why do you want to leave Swargam? What is Swargam? Swargam we have generally seen, Indra will be seated opposite this Urvashi Menaka, C.A.D. Shakuntala, they will all be dancing. Right. That is our understanding of Swargam. Because Indra was the most known entertainment man in those days. 7 FIRs were lodged against him. Like Ahalya, Kapila, but no action was taken. He had a lot of political clout. No action. So this is our understanding of Swargam. But Sita tells, Rama, you understood Swargam wrongly. Wherever you reside is Swargam to me. Wherever you don't is Narakam to me. So the Shringaram develops there. That is when Rama tries convincing Sita, but Sita is unconvincible. So he takes Sita along. Both of them could have just left as a couple to the forest, which is like a resort. But the biggest add-on was Lakshmana. Lakshmana said, I don't want to spoil the Shringaram between the two of you. But one thing, I will talk to my sister-in-law directly. Tamil la Madani Juluva, Telugu lo em cheptaru? Vadina, నేను మాట్లాడుతున్నాను, మీరు చెప్పండి, మీకు కుకింగ్ తెలుసా? Lakshmana asked Sita. Sita, she doesn't watch any show. No Master Chef, no Mallika, no Venkatesh Bhatt. I don't know. You know to wash utensils, only if I know the first, I will know the second. You know to put clothes in the washing machine. You know to sweep. You know to mop. You know to eat, yes. So Lakshmana said, Aham sarvam karishyami jagrataha swavadaschare. I will do all this for you. Sita said, don't leave this man. అన్ని కార్యాలు చేయడానికి ఒక వారు వస్తున్నారంటే why should I deny? You come along. Tyagaraja tells, చిత్రరత్నమయ శేషతల్పమంటు సీతాపతిని యూచి చూచి మిత్రి భాగ్యమే భాగ్యము సౌమిత్రి భాగ్యమే రోమాంచమనే కనకంచుగము రామ భక్తుడనే మురవిడయు రామనామమనే వరఖడ్గమి విరాజిల్లునయ్య త్యాగరాజు నీకే బండురీతి బోలువియవయ్య రామ బండురీతి బోలువియవయ్య రామ. బంటు అంటే దాసత్వం కదా, శేషత్వం. కైంకర్యం చేయడానికి శబ్దం బంటు. పంటు అంటే కొడలు. పంటు ఇదానే ఫ్లూట్ ఇదానే పంటు. బంటు అంటే దాసత్వం. So the two, in order to experience the Shringaram between the two, left to the forest. As they went to the forest, at one point in time, Sita expressed her wish that she had to meet many rishis. Rama accepted. So they had a wonderful life for 13 years out of 14 years in the forest. Very happy life. Many instances that prove the Shringara. There was one particular instance where Shurpanaka comes. She becomes the fundamental cause for their separation. Aruroha Yarichaya. She comes and she expresses her love to Rama. Rama tells, see, I am already married. She tells, I don't have a problem. Rama tells, I have a problem. Then he tells, see, why are you expressing love to me? You go to my brother, he's fair and lovely. So you go there. So she goes and expresses her love to Lakshmana. Lakshmana tells, see, in their house I am already washing utensils. If you marry me, you will get your share of washing. So, while both of them, they were playing shuttle with her, she immediately saw Sita being the personification of blemishless beauty. So she wanted to attack her. But in turn she was attacked. She goes and complains to her brothers, who in turn she goes to Ravana. Ravana asks his uncle Maricha, who was a gem-studded golden deer, to lure Sita. Sita asks for the deer, and that becomes the ultimate cause of separation. This is where Vipralamba Shringara, Viraha Tapam begins. See, Rama could have simply followed the footsteps of his father. Sita is kidnapped. Let's go for Gita. See, his father was married 350 times. He was the trendsetter for most politicians. Now, in that case, Rama could have followed the footsteps, but he wanted to be a trendsetter in a different way. He wanted to be a Ekadara Vratam, just with one wife. Because in those days it was a big thing. If Rama and Sita would walk into the party hall, they will all say, take photo. He's married only once, he's married only once. So if it is a one-to-one function, in set theory there is called one-to-one and many-to-one. It was a one-to-one function, very rare. So Rama started expressing his tapam in various ways. What did he do? He went and started crying to Mother Godavari. Hamsa karanda vasina bande Godavari nadim. Hey Godavari, please tell me where is Sita. See, there is a belief. See, Godavari flows from Maharashtra to Telangana and then to Andhra. There is one belief that Nashik Panchavati is the place where Rama stayed. But a set of another people believed that Bhadrachalam was the place where Rama and Sita stayed. The second theory may not hold water when it comes to the route traced by Rama and Ramayana. But there is nothing wrong in believing. Because Bhadrachalam has been venerated by one of the best poets of Telugu tradition. Adigo Bhadradri Gautami Idigo Churandi. So what a Bhadragiri, what a beautiful temple that Ramadas has constructed. So here we have Rama and Sita and Lakshmana who were staying there, but then she was kidnapped. Now he goes and tells Godavari, hey Godavari, please tell me where is Sita. Will rivers answer? If rivers could answer, then Kaveri will be crying. People are pulling her from both sides. We want Kaveri, we want Kaveri. Rivers have now become the cause of dispute in many states and countries. So here we had Rama expressing his grief to Godavari. On the other side, he went and asked the hibiscus flower, oh hibiscus flower, it is you whom Sita used to adore. Please tell me where is Sita. So every other person was asked by Rama because Rama was in Virahatapam. Because in Virahatapam, when the emotion of sorrow is born out of Shringaram, you won't have logic in asking people. See, when there is Virahatapam, in Ashtapadi, Jayadeva tells that to the Nayika who is separated from the Nayaka, it seems that the cool rays of the moon will also seem as if it is burning. And the effervescent smell of the sandal paste will also seem obnoxious. Nindati chandana mindu kirana manu vindati khedamari vyala nilaya nilaya samprati malaya japadana pishikhena sa virahe Sa virahe tavadina nindati chandanam. Chandanam is sandal. Nindati, even that will be an insult. Indu kirana manu, the rays of the moon, when you are in Virahatapam. So Rama experienced all that. At one point in time, Sita tells to Hanuman in Sundarakanda, Hanuman, now that I am suffering and languishing in this prison called as Lanka, I am able to unstaple the cherished memories that I had with Rama in the past. The commentator called Govindaraja in his commentary called Bhushanam states of one such anecdote. He tells, Rama and Sita were in the banks of Godavari in Nashik, Panchavati, where once they had a competition between the two. Who amongst them is a better swimmer? So from one bank of Godavari, the both had to swim to the other bank and reach the previous bank in record time. Who was made the judge? In the Tamil tradition, the eternal judge is Solomon Papaya. Avikaraya, Shuddhaya, Nityaya, Paramatmane. Right from my childhood, till my Atma departs from my body, I keep seeing him only. So the eternal judge who was placed there was Lakshmana. But in those days, judgments used to come very quickly. So here we had one judge, Lakshmana, and Lakshmana was to judge amongst the two who is a better swimmer. Both started swimming. By the time Rama reached the other bank, he turned back. That is when Sita had slowly started. Warm up session. But if Rama manages to win, then Sita will say that the EVMs are not working. So, he wanted to ensure that Sita wins the game. So, he did pranayama. You've got three processes: Rechakam, Kumbhakam, Purakam. Have you heard of this in pranayama? You have to take that air, then it has to stay in your lungs for some time, and then you'll have to let it out. Rama did this and went inside the waters. Sita slowly managed to swim in slow motion. She touched the bank, slowly came to the other side. That is when Rama got his pranayama released and he too followed her. That is when Lakshmana was noticing both of them. He kept quiet, he was a mute spectator. Sita then came and slowly saw Rama following her. That is when he said, she said, Lakshmana, your brother keeps harping about the fact that both of you have studied in Vasishtha's university. Look at how bad a swimmer he is. She really thought that Rama was a bad swimmer. So she laughs at Rama. But Lakshmana knows for the very fact that he had purposefully wanted Sita to win. So he is laughing at that. So Sita thought Lakshmana is laughing at the joke that she had uttered. Whereas Rama knew that Lakshmana knew what had really happened. So he laughed. Today Sita is telling all this to Hanuman, that all the laugh that we had that day, probably a fourth person would have cast evil eyes on us. That is why I am suffering today without my Nayaka. So the Virahadapam is born that way. In Sanskritam, there is a way of comparison called as Bhramarakitika Nyayam. Have you heard of it? See, there is an insect which is often referred to as Koravi. Koravi is like a bee. Teluguro yeni Bhramara kadu. Bhramara mante bee. Koravi kenna solluva? Chappandi. Koravi dana. Very good. Kantirika. Kantirika తెలుసా? రెండవ పేరు. So, Kandirika. Okay. So, you know that it is like a bee. It is a belief in Sanskrit literature that such Kandirikas are born when they keep stinging a worm. There is a worm, and if this Kandirika keeps stinging it, the worm will become a Kandirika. It's a belief. Don't go as per science. See, that will be a different species, this will be a different species. The belief is, the person with whom you move, that person's gunams will start influencing you. See, if you stay with a negative person, the negative person will be, no, what is like, there's nothing. The politicians are bad, the system is bad. You keep listening to these dialogues, your style of speaking will also become pessimistic in nature. Instead, you talk to a positive person. Everything is possible, sir. We'll do it, sir. So you will also have the motivation to speak positively. So, Bhramarakitika Nyayam tells that this insect, when it keeps stinging the worm will become the Bhramara. Bhramarakitika Nyayam. So, Hanuman comes and informs Sita, Mata, Rama is always thinking about you. He is always thinking about you. Hanuman leaves. Now, Vibhishana's daughter Trijata is the only solace to Sita. Sita tells, I am happy on one side, Trijata, that my husband is thinking about me. Imagine Hanuman would have said, no, don't worry, man, he's not thinking about you. He's quite comfortable, where things are okay. At times he remembers you. She would have felt very bad. Now Sita tells, I'm happy that my husband is thinking about me. But the biggest worry is, by Bhramaraketika Nyayam, if he keeps thinking about me, then by the time I get rescued from Lanka and go to India, he will become me. Correct? So if there is another Sita, how will I live with her? She was not aware of Kali Yugam's columns. How Sita can live with Sita. Now, on the other hand, Sita, Trijata tells, you are worried that Rama will become Sita. On the other hand, you are thinking about Rama. So by the time you go there, you will become Rama. So don't worry, this Virahatapam will go. So Shringara Rasam that is born out of the communion which is Sangamam or out of Vipralambha Shringaram which is Virahatapam has been beautifully described. So be it in Sundarakandam and in Kishkinda Kanda, Rama keeps thinking about Sita. It so happens where he is made to realize that there is a true love for Sita is when he meets Sugriva. See, Rama's wife Sita was kidnapped. So was the case with Sugriva. Sugriva's wife Ruma was being imprisoned in Kishkinda by her very own brother-in-law called as Vali. He wanted to have a relationship with his own sister-in-law, so he imprisoned her. So both of them were sailing on the same boat. When Hanuman introduced Rama to Sugriva, he tells, Sugriva, this is Rama. Look at his face. His wife has been kidnapped. Sugriva, same pinch. My wife is also kidnapped. So that is when Rama wonders, in your most vulnerable times, you need to make correlation with unequal partners. So if you have to have a relationship with monkeys such as this, time brings you, karma teaches you such lesson. So both of them, the Shringaram that existed has been delineated. Now one rasam is over. I have got still 1 day tomorrow left and 1 hour left now. What do I do? I have to deal with 8 more rasams. Second comes another beautiful rasam, which is Karunyam. Karuna in Sanskritam has many paryaya vachaka shabdams, synonymous words. Daya, Anukampa, Kripa. These are all words that denote Karuna. Karuna is a Sanskrit word. But in Tamil Nadu, one person fought for years together for Tamil supremacy by having this name. So, here we have the word Karuna, Daya, Anukampa, Kripa. They are all words that denote a certain quality called mercy. I'm sure those of you who have been patrons and fans to English literature will remember Shakespeare's work called as The Merchant of Venice, where there is a Jew called as Shylock who asks for a pound of flesh closest to the heart without a drop of blood. That is when Shakespeare comes up with a beautiful sub-poem called as a quality of mercy. So mercy in Sanskritam is denoted by words such as Daya. What is Daya? Mercy. In Sanskritam, Daya has 2 definitions. The first definition is Paradukha Asahishnuta. Whenever you come for lectures as this, a humble submission and suggestion is you should always carry a book and a pen. Because as humans, we may want to, but we may not manage to remember everything that has been said. So if we take notes, then we will be able to share this information with somebody else. See, Sanatana Dharma is one religion that has never believed in luring followers through money. I will give you $100, you come. We don't have, first of all, where will I give? So we don't have money. Second, we don't have big weapons to threaten the other person to convert. We don't believe in conversion. Today, the biggest problem is sustaining the people in Sanatana Dharma, not bringing, mainly making people stay. So how do we make people stay? Only when we pass credible information. When will we know? Only if we remember. When will we remember? Only if we take notes. Or we should be like Ramanuja's Shishya called Kuresha, who was Ekasantagrahi. If you listen once, you should be able to remember everything. But generally, that is not the product of a lecture. While listening to a lecture, you will remember. While you get up from your seat, you may remember that you have attended a lecture. When you leave the hall, you may have a slight memory of sitting for some time somewhere. By the time you reach home, you will be completely oblivious of the fact that such an event took place. So, it is very important that we carry a book and a pen. See, if you go to a music concert, it's different. That person will keep Facebook message lecture, you cannot do that. Now, paradukha asahishnuta. Paradukha, when another person suffers, asahishnuta. Sahishnuta means to bear. Asahishnuta means when another person suffers, you are not able to bear. That is daya. This is one definition. In English, it is called as sympathy. In organizational behavior and management, you will come across this word. You will spend 22 lakhs to do that MBA, and they will teach you sympathy. I will give you free lecture. But in India, if you get anything for free, it's not valued. So, sympathy is one form of daya. Paradukha asahishnuta. Somebody suffering in the news channel, we are eating. Get me the other chapati. This is sympathy. The second definition to daya is paradukha nivartakatvam. The other person suffers, I realize this and I take steps to remove that sorrow. In English, it is called empathy. So, the Lord has empathy. See, if we are suffering and from Vaikuntham he says, okay Lakshmi, you keep pressing me. See, if he continues his business as usual, then we don't need a Lord at all. Why do we go to him? Because we know that he has the ability to reduce the intensity of our worries. See, there used to be an elephant. We have heard of Gajendra Moksha Vrittantam, very famous one. In Potana Bhagavatam, Kari Makariki Makariki Kari Kari Makariki Vedayam. Have you heard of this in Potana Bhagavatam? This king had patronized this poet called Potana in Unti Metta. Have you heard of that Ramachandra temple? That is very composed. And this poet mentioned, when the elephant suffered, the Lord personally came and helped the elephant. The king said, what is this? The Lord is jobless. Why should he personally come? He could have sent one of his attendants. The poet wanted to prove this to the king. So while the poet, the king and the prince were going in a boat, the poet pushed the prince into the waters of the lake. The king personally jumped and rescued the boy, and he said, imprison this poet. The poet said, before imprisoning me, listen. When your son fell into the waters, you did not ask anybody to jump, but you jumped personally. Likewise, the Lord will himself come and rescue you. So in Gajendra Moksha Vrittantam, there is this concept of daya, which is paradukha nivartakatvam. How? There was an elephant called as Gajendra. He was a hero elephant. So his photo used to be stuck by many female elephants in their bedrooms. He was such a hero elephant. So along with the hero elephant, many female elephants went near the lake of Trikuta Parvata. So this elephant managed to pluck one of the beautifully blossomed lotuses with his trunk by keeping one foot into the waters of the lake. By the time he could take that foot out, the jaws of a crocodile, virulent crocodile, caught the leg of this elephant. This elephant could not bear the pain, so he cried out for help, which is Gajendra Stuti in Bhagavatam. Om Avyaktayadi Bijaya. He started telling. Now comes a question. Can elephants speak? No. Yeah. then Veerappan would have spoken to many elephants. Correct. So elephants can't speak. Then how does Bhagavatam tell that the elephant spoke? Because communication doesn't have to be necessarily oral. See, if you wanted to stay in the lecture only till 8 o'clock and not till 8:30, you will tell your companion at 8 o'clock, I will tell you later. So communication is happening through voice, correct? Or you may just say, I'll just hit at your lap, but don't act as if you're indicating to the speaker that you are allowed. See, I've been on the other side, I know who's listening, who is not, right? But we have to generally overlook all that and tell as if you are not seeing anything. So, here, this Gajendra had reminiscences and remembrances of the past, of his previous janma. In Bhagavad Gita, Krishna tells very clearly, some rarely people have remembrances of the past births. They are all called Jati Smaraha in Sanskrit. So this elephant was able to remember his previous janma where he was a king called as Indradyumna. In Narayaniyam, Bhattadri tells Indradyumna Pandya Khandadirajaha Tvad Atma. So that very moment he was able to sing salutations and obeisances to the Lord. But he did not call the Lord by his name. You know what he said? The first cause, Adi Bijaya. In Tamil it is called Adi Moolame. So this elephant had to shout. But in that like that Ek Tujhe Ke Liye, he shouted this name which echoed in those days. Reka, Reka. Likewise he said, Adi Moolame, Moolame, Moolame. So this Moolam word was heard by Indra. He immediately told Shachi Devi, the elephant is calling me, ask Airavata to come. He went on Airavata, she packed Gonkura rice and sent Then this Moolam word was heard by Brahma. His wife was an artist, Veena artist. So chamber concert, she stopped. She gave coconut rice. She packed and sent. And he sat on Swan, Annavahanam. In those days, there were two ways to go to Delhi from Chennai. One was called Tamil Nadu Express. If you leave today, the day after tomorrow you will reach Delhi. But there was another train called Grand Trunk Express. You won't know when you will reach. So, Brahma's Vahanam was like that. You won't know when it will reach the destination. So, Brahma sat and he left. There, Lord Shiva was dancing with Parvati. See, in many cases, auditors will always marry auditors. Doctors will marry doctors. Yes, dancer married dancer. That was a condition. Both of them were dancers, very busy during December season. So they were dancing. So now Shiva called Nandi. Nandi had just come from Jallikattu. So Lord Shiva sat on that and he left. On the other hand, in Vaikuntham, Mahalakshmi was telling. In Tamil, Amma is called Thai. So Thai massage. So she looked at the Lord and said, you have been called. But he was a person who was unmovable and unshakable. He always enjoys comforts. Alankara Pirush. Always comforts. Andal in Tirupagai tells, Parkadalul Payya Tuyindra Paraman Adipadi. తెలుగులో ట్రాన్స్లేట్ చేయడానికి ఇంపాసిబుల్ కార్యం. ఆ శబ్దంలో ఉన్న భావాన్ని నేను ఇప్పుడు చెప్తాను. పార్కడల్ అంటే క్షీరాబ్ది. క్షీరాబ్ది కన్యకకు క్షీరాబ్ది అంటే పార్కడల్. The Lord sleeps on the Milky Ocean. Parkadalul Payya Tuyindra Paraman. The one who enjoys sleep. What is the word enjoy? Andal, why does she use the word enjoy? Because even sleep you have to enjoy. See, suppose if I have got a flight at 6 o'clock in the morning, I'll keep alarm at 3 o'clock. Every 1 hour I'll wake up. It is not there. Then slowly, at 2 o'clock, I will wake up and check if the alarm is going to ring. This is not enjoyable sleep. Because you have some thought in your mind. That is why you are not able to sleep well. My grandfather, he served State Bank of India from the days when it was called Imperial Bank. So he served there for around 37 years, and the moment he retired, I stayed with my grandparents for a very long time. So morning 4 o'clock, he used to get up to ensure he brews the coffee. So he used to buy the powder himself. He would go to the shop, put the right concoction of coffee and chicory, and then he'll get freshly blended powder. Then he will put it in the dvayam. There is one first floor and ground floor. So you have to put powder in the first floor. Then you will have to add hot water, boiling, piping hot water. Then the decoction will come. He will not stop there. He will put the decoction back. It is called double decoction. Keep decoction back. Then he will buy, in Bangalore we used to get milk called Nandini. So it is white water. So he used to get, and he used to boil so that it becomes thick like condensed milk. Then he used to take the right concoction of the decoction and the milk. By the time he does all this, it will be 5:30 from 4. Then he used to mix it and then have the tumbler with the tawara. Tawara is that vessel, supporting vessel, which will ensure that it comes at a lukewarm condition. Then he used to take the Hindu paper when it was good. So, and he used to read and used to rotate the tumbler and then put the coffee drop by drop. It is enjoying coffee. So, likewise, the Lord was engaged in. So, as Lakshmi forced, the Lord refused to get up from his serpent couch. Now, the elephant that was crying for help was echoing, right? Adi Mulame. Now Moolam Shabdam was heard. Now Adi was heard. Adi. The moment Adi Shabdam was heard, the first, Adi means the first. Then Indra retired. He said, see, it is called the first cause. I am not the first cause. So he came back. So did Lord Brahma and Lord Shiva. The moment Adi was heard, the Lord jumped from his serpent couch. His eternally serving vehicle called as Garuda was resting for some time. He gave 2 knocks on the head of Garuda and pulled him. The Garuda said, you have to put the drop point. See, Ola, you have to put the drop point. He said, go. Where will I go? The Lord sat on that and he came personally to the space where the elephant was crying for help and rescued the elephant. So this is called Daya. So the commentator to Ramayana tells why Vasishtha christened the son of Dasharatha as Rama, because Ramaha Shabdam means the one who has the mercy, like the Lord who helped the crying elephant. So this gunam is called Karuna, Anukampa, Daya, Kripa. These are all words that denote the second rasam of the Navarasams called Karunyam. Where can we find Karunyam? In Ramayana, it is full of Karunyam. How? Vedanta Deshika tells in his work, Dashavatara Stotram, he tells, Ichamina Vihara Kachava Mahapotrin Yadricha Harehe Raksha Vamana Rosha Rama Karuna Kaputstha Hela Halim. So if there is one USP to every incarnation to the Lord, Vedanta Deshika lists them down. Ichamina. Why did the Lord take the form of a fish? Icha. Because it was his wish. Why? Because he always kept seeing fish. Where was he seeing fish? Milky Ocean, he could see it down.
Mahalakshmi's
Mahalakshmi's eyes. So as he kept looking at Mahalakshmi's eyes, he was inspired and he took the form of a fish. Icha meena. Vihara Kachapa. Kachapa ante? Tortoise, Kurma. Vihara Kachapa, he wanted to ensure that he had a good sporting time. Why? Because he wanted to get his back scratched. To scratch one's back, even for Bahubali, it is tough. Right? Your hands will not reach your back completely. So, the Lord wanted his back to be scratched. What did he do for that? He took the form of a tortoise, because for the tortoise, the back is the shell. So while the Mandara mountain was placed on it, and as the Devas and the Asuras churned, the mountain base kept scratching the back of the tortoise, and the tortoise could ensure that he had good sleep, and as he slept, he snored, and as he snored, the snore helped in the water turning into waves, tells Vedanta Deshika. Kanduya Dhirandrina Nidranasya Parasya Purma Bhakshaha Vishwasa Vatormayaha. So Vihara Kachapa. So the USP of Kurmam is play. Mahapotri, he came as a swine, pig, big pig. So the bigness. Why bigness? If he has to carry earth. Imagine how many times bigger than earth he has to be. Mahapotri. Yadricha Harehe. He just came in a second as Hari, as Nrisimha. See, even Brahma was flabbergasted because he had given illogical boons to Hiranyakashipu. The person who should kill him should neither be born during the day, not during the night, not a human being, not an animal, not inside the house, not outside the house, not on space, not on earth, not by inanimate object, animate object. Brahma was himself worried. Is there one creature which can suffice all the conditions? So when the Lord came out of the pillar, it was not a shock and a surprise only to Prahlada and Hiranyakashipu, even to Brahma. So there is a dialogue in Tamil. Leta undalu? Latesta. So that was Lord. Yadricha Harehe. Raksha Vamana. Vamana Murti came to protect. Rosha Rama. There was one angry man. Who is that? J. Ram. He was Jamadagni Ram. The Ram we know is D. Ram, Dasharath Ram. Then there was another Ram, V. Ram, Vasudeva's son Ram. So there is J. Ram, D. Ram, V. Ram. So this J. Ram was very angry. Dinakaran Vayadilakam Divyagadhi Sudasavana Vanarajita Subahu Mukhavadham Alya Pavanam Anaghamisha Chapabhangam Janakasuta Pranesham Ghanakupita Brigurama Ganaharita Sagetam Bhavayami Raghuramam Ghanakupita Brigurama Brigurama, Bhargava Rama was an angry young man. Rosha Rama, Karuna Kakutstha. Vedanta Deshika tells Kakutstha. Kakutstha ante Ramudu. Kakutstha Vamshalo Vachinapudiki Kakutstha is a way. So Kakutstha is Rama, Karuna Kakutstha. He was a very, very merciful Rama. See, when he had to fight Ravana on the battlefield, at one point in time, Ravana becomes a Nirayudha Pani because he had misused one sword against Jatayu. What was that sword called? Khadgam. Khadgam ante cheptaru kada Telugulo. Khadgam. Oka Khadgam Ravana pakanga undi. Aa Khadgam he misused. What was that sword called? Very good. Chandrahasam. So he had misused against Jatayu. So Ravana was a very good administrator, very learned scholar. He was a, people say, in my state, Tamil Nadu, they'll say he was a Tamil. He was a Bihari. His father was Vishravas. He was in Bihar. His stepsister was Shurpanaka. There was a wife to Vishravas called Raka. Raka gave birth to Shurpanaka. So he had many brothers and sisters. The eldest of them, step half brother, was Kubera, Vishravas' son. Rajadi Rajaya Pradahya Sahinehe Namo Vayam Vaishravanaya Kurmahe. Vaishravana means son of Vishravas. So Kubera is the son of Vishravas. So he had constructed, he was a private lender, 24% he will give interest. So with all the money he earned, he managed to construct one capital city as an island called as Lanka. While he lived there happily with his own private jet called as Pushpaka Vimanam. Ravana, with the powers that he had got from Brahma,
imprisoned Kubera and seized all his property. So he was nowhere linked to Tamil culture. But he was a good administrator and he was a learned Vaidika. He recited Vedam. He was a great Shiva Bhakta. He was an artist. He used to play Veena. Very, very strong person. Very learned man. What was the problem with Ravana? He was caught in Me Too movement. 7 women tweeted against him. Ramba, Tilottama, Punchikasthala. Last lady was Vedavati, and the last one whom he mishandled was Sita, after which he died. So Me Too movement only led to Ravana's fall. Now, if we get to see Karuna Kahutsa, Ravana lost all his ayudhams. In fact, Rama could have killed him the next moment. His wife has been kidnapped. But you know what Rama said? Indrubol, you are left with no weapons. I don't want to fight with Nirayudha Pani. You go to your house, think twice, and come. He was that merciful. See, even before fighting Ravana and even before constructing the bridge, when Vibhishana reached Bharatadesham seeking asylum at the feet of Rama, Rama first inquires into Vibhishana and tells Sakadeva Praparnaya Tavasmi Jayajade Abhayam Sarva Bhutebhya Dadamyeda Vratam Mama. I will give asylum to Vibhishana. Sarasa Samadana Bheda Danda Chatura Sarasa Samadana Bheda Danda Chatura Sadireva. So he gives asylum. At that point in time he tells Lakshmana, go get the oceanic waters. Lakshmana asks why? Do Pattabhishekam to Vibhishana here. As of now, they don't know how to go to Lanka. Before that, he is making Vibhishana the king of Lanka. Lakshmana was worried, what is my brother doing? He's going to be caught in a legal battle. As per Article 94F and 123A, you cannot do this. If nobody files a case, at least Subramanian Swami will file. What to do now? He goes to his brother and says, Rama, as of now we don't know the plan to go to Lanka. And even if we go there, we do not know whether we will be able to fight Ravana. But you are making Vibhishana the king of Lanka. What if tomorrow Ravana comes here and tells, please give me asylum? Vibhishana has come today. Tomorrow if Ravana comes, today you are promised to give Lanka to Vibhishana. What will you do if Ravana comes? Don't worry, I will give him Ayodhya. If Ravana comes, I will give him Ayodhya. Karuna Kahutsa. He did not think twice. I would have said, no. What I will do is I will pass a constitutional amendment that yesterday what I have declared is false. I would have done that, but he tells Karuna Kahutsa, I will give him Ayodhya. Is there a better instance to prove that he is a Karuna Kahutsa? There is one. See, in Ramayana, Ravana kidnapped Sita, but he did not misbehave with her. He kidnapped and placed her in one Ashoka Vanam. Every day he will go and give new saris, Pochampalli, Mangalagiri, Venkatagiri, and used to give her good jewelry and used to say, you wear this, you wear this. But she kept denying it. So he was not forcing or thrusting himself upon her. He just kidnapped her. But the irony is, he lost his life for this. He died ultimately for kidnapping. But if there is one person who has done a greater harm than Ravana to Sita in Ramayana, it is Indra's son called the Crow. Crow, Kaka. Generally people call him Kakasura. And many people think it is Jayanta. No, it is not Jayanta. There was a crow. But while I was telling this in the US, one child came to me and asked, how can a crow be born to Indra? Correct? Question is correct. For this, my Acharya used to give a beautiful explanation. See,
Indra and his wife Indrani, who's Shachi Devi, they were walking in one park. Park in the world, என்ன park இருக்கு? இருக்கா என்ன park? உள்ளே இருக்கா? My Jewel Park. So the both of them were walking around evening time, 5:30, 5:45. They saw one male crow and a female crow in love making. So the moment Indra saw this, he too had such desires. Indrani said, "This is not the right time for us to come together." So he said, "Only if we are in Deva Shariram we can't come together. You become a she crow, I will become a he crow." So both of them became crows, and ultimately the she crow Indrani ended up producing one egg, because most birds are oviparous, right? So from the egg came one little crow. That was the son to Indra, and Indra allotted him one room called as 101. Meanwhile, by the end of Ayodhya Kandam, the second Kandam in Ramayana, Dasharatha attained Svargaloka Prapti, correct? So Dasharatha came to Svargaloka. Indra allotted him 102. 102 and 101 had a common balcony. So the next morning, the crow came to consume tea. Dasharatha had come to consume his cup of tea. So Dasharatha introduced himself to Kaka, and the Kaka said, "Can you tell me something about yourself?" In hostels we used to have intro session. Give me your intro. That is when Dasharatha said, "I am the son of Aja. My name is A. Dasharath. I ruled Ayodhya for so many years. I had one great son called Rama. He was married to Sita. The incoming daughter-in-law was a personification of qualities and beauty." He kept on describing Rama and Sita. As the crow kept hearing about Sita's beauty, the crow developed some amorous attraction towards Sita. And that is when the crow came down while Rama and Sita were resting in Chitrakutam on the banks of river Mandakini. So while Rama was resting with his head on the lap of Sita, this crow came and wanted to strike at the flesh in the bosom of Sita and pierced her with his beak. As blood started oozing, and Sita being a Johnson & Johnson baby kind of comfortable lady, she started withering in pain. Rama could sense a 6.4 Richter scale earthquake. So he woke up and he sensed what had happened. See, to the intelligent person, they will know the scenario without any explanation. If I were there, I would ask, what happened? In those days, there used to be an advertisement called Woodward's Dry Water. So Rama did not see all that. He just saw Sita withering in pain with blood oozing, and saw the crow seated on the branch of the tree with its beak and dripping blood. He knew the bird would have caused this. What I would have done in that place? I would have said, "Lakshmana, go get my arrow and bow and quiver of arrows." By the time Lakshmana goes inside, the crow will go to Antarctica. What Rama did, he took one blade of grass and inserted the Brahmastra mantram and converted that blade of grass into a weapon. This process of converting any object into a weapon in Dhanur Vidya is called as Aishikam in Sanskrit. So he converted the darbham into an astram, darbhastarana. Can you convert any object into a weapon? Yes, in parliament they convert this also into a weapon. So they all know Aishikam. So Rama converted that and struck that Brahmastram on the crow. The crow went and hit at the door of his father, Indra. Indra had put outside, "Privacy, please do not disturb me." So then he went to Kailasham. Lord Shiva said, "See, we are doing some practice dance sessions, don't disturb us." Then he went to Brahma. Brahma said, "I am making Satyaloka initiative. Don't come near to me. My wife is playing Veena. We want peace." So Threen Lokan Samparikramya, the crow could find no solace and asylum in any of the worlds. Threen Lokan Samparikramya Tameva Sharanam Gadaha. It came again at the feet of Rama. Yettu Shariyum Udannodi Idaithu Vilum Kagam Pol. Rama should have killed that crow. If there is a cockroach coming, No, that is a Jivatma. Don't do any harm to the cockroach. Let the cockroach live with us organically. We spray smoke to eradicate the mosquitoes. Do we think it is a Jivatma because of karma it is inside that Shariram? But mosquitoes are the biggest friends to people who give lectures like us. Because it keeps the audience awake. If you go to Chennai, you are a because of the mosquitoes. And mosquitoes are like our acharya. Because first they will start from the feet, Sharanagati. Then they will come part by part. And then come near the ear, Mantropadesha. Sahasrara, Ardhameru Chakra. Then they will go. This is called Kapala Moksha. So here, Rama should have literally killed the crow. But what he did, he took one of its eyes. You have committed a crime. You need some punishment. I will not kill you and take one of your eyes. That is why in Sanskrit literature, it is believed that crows have only one eye. It is a belief. No, don't tell me I have seen both eyes in National Geographic Channel. They are showing two. It has two. It's a belief. It is called Kakakshi Godaka Nyayam. That is why it is said that a crow will never look at you like this. It will either see like this or like this. So there is one eye that keeps oscillating between two eye sockets. It's called Kakakshi Godaka Nyayam. Because it is believed that Rama took away one of its eyes. Why did he not kill and just punished it by taking one of its eyes? To that, Valmiki tells, Badharham api kakutsthaha kripaya paryapalayat. Instead of killing the crow, Rama, out of kripa, out of sympathy, took its eye. Why? At that point in time, Valmiki does not use the word Rama or Raghava. Raghava means one who comes from Raghuvamsham. Marugelara. Oh, Raghava, Marugelara. So instead of using the word Ramachandra, Raghava, Rama, he uses the word Kakutstha. అక్కడ వాల్మీకి వారు యూజ్ చేసిన శబ్దం, ప్రయోగం చేసిన శబ్దం కాకుత్స్థ. ఎందుకు అక్కడ రామ శబ్దం, రాఘవ శబ్దం యూజ్ చేయలేదు, ప్రయోగం చేయలేదు అంటే, Rama's ancestors, there was one king around Mandhata's time. He was called by Indra to fight the demons because Indra is an entertainment man. He does not know to fight. So he will always go into a Gadbandhan. So he called this king of Ayodhya to fight the demons. So this king was fighting the demons. That demon at one point in time struck at the axle of the chariot of this particular king. So this chariot was gone. It was sent to the workshop. That workshop person had gone on casual leave. It could not be corrected. Now, without a chariot you cannot fight because where will you keep all your weapons? You need one hold. So Indra tried as much as possible from Amazon and Flipkart, no stop. So immediately he wanted to help his coalition partner. So he told the king, I will become your chariot. How? Indra took the form of an ox. Kadai. Telugulo kadaki emi? Yeddu. To that yeddu, you have got one hump. In Sanskritam, the hump of an ox is called kapu. Since Indra became an ox and the hump of an ox is a kapu, this king wanted to gain some access above the ground clearance. Vehicles from ground clearance. So he stood on the hump of the ox. Since he stood on the kapu, this king was called Kakutstha. since Rama and this king fought with the demons, he annihilated all of them and won over the battle. Indra was very, very grateful to this king. And the king was very grateful to Indra because at one important point in time, Indra became the Kaku. And in that clan came Dasharatha, and Dasharatha's son was Rama. Since Rama came in the clan lineage of Kakutstha, he was called Kakutstha. Now, who is the one who has committed that heinous crime against Sita? Indra's son. If Rama kills Indra's son, then it will prove that he is ungrateful to his ancestors because his ancestor had got the help of Indra. So what Rama did was, instead of killing the crow, he just punished the crow so that he doesn't become a Kritaghna. Sanskritamlo Kritaghna ante emi? Kritagnya? Ennadi? Kritaghna ante ungrateful. Kritagnya ante grateful. See, ये जो शब्द है कृतज्ञ जब यूज करेंगे, यज्ञ शब्द में जो ज्ञ है, वो ज्ञ अक्षर का प्रयोग करके हम कृतज्ञ यूज करेंगे तो वो ग्रेटफुल, ग्रैटिट्यूड बन जाएगा. कृतज्ञ half ga and na, कृतज्ञ అంటే ungrateful. See, there is a slight difference. कृतज्ञ. Rama wanted to be a Kritagnya and not a Kritaghna. If he had killed the crow, then he will become a Kritaghna. So that is why, out of sympathy, Karuna, Valmiki tells, Vadharham api kakutsthaha kripaya paryapalayat. Out of kripa, out of karunyam, he saved the crow. This is the second verse. What is hasyam? Hasyam what day? Comedy. Only when you complete, we will get that. Only when you complete the lecture, we will be hassle. See, there are various ways in which you can lose out your karma. One way is to live in Bangalore and spend time in the Bangalore's traffic. You can lose your karma. Second is listening to my lectures. You will get moksha. Because when karma goes away, you will get moksha. Chindayanti jagatsutim parabrahma swarupini. So, here, where is hasyam in Ramayana? See, in Bhagavatam you will find hasyam everywhere. Rama is a very serious person. No joke. He will not attend any comedy shows. No stand-up comedies. But there are a few instances. One such instance is when Rama and Sita were taking a stroll in the woods. Sita laughed and so did Rama. Sita asked, "Why did you laugh?" Rama said, "No, as we were walking, I saw a Hamsa bird trying to mimic your walk, your gait, Hamsa Gati. The Hamsa wanted to learn how to walk from you walking. But it miserably failed. It couldn't walk as beautifully as you, Sita. So out of that shyness to not be successfully able to mimic your gait, it put its head down and went. Looking at that, I laughed. Why did you laugh, Sita? Because when you walked, Rama, an elephant wanted to copy its majesticity with your gait. But since it couldn't succeed, the elephant out of shyness put its head down and went. Looking at the elephant feeling shy. Imagine elephant feeling shy. See, today, the quality of shyness itself is negligible. See, one of the marriages, I was called to give a lecture about the importance of rituals. Generally, I try avoiding giving lectures during marriage. I will give it one day previous, so that people, they can listen and the boy and the girl have to listen. In most cases, they would have gone for naturals or treatments. People who have completed 80 years of married life will be sitting and listening about what is the importance of marriage. So, but in one particular marriage, they insisted that while the function is going on, you have to explain it. I had no other choice. They coaxed. So I went on to the dais and I started speaking. Then the priest said, now Tirumangalya Dharanam, Mangalya Dharanam is going to come, it is a Muhurtam time. And I got down from the stage and went and sat in the audience. But the girl's grandmother, she insisted that I have to be there on the stage. Generally, I avoid, because today couples staying together itself is one wonder. And if they get separated, then they will blame me. Our wonder. So I wanted to avoid this good omen and bad omen. But that grandmother would not let me go. She asked me to come onto the stage. And the girl was just like us, and she was seated with the boy. And the grandmother was telling her, act as if you're shy. And the girl was very open. What is shyness? Upon the girl asking what is shyness, the boy felt shy. So I immediately said, this is shyness. So imagine an elephant putting its head down and walking in shyness. So as they both lived as a couple, at one point in time, Sita was kidnapped. And she was taken and she was languishing in the prison of Lanka. That is when a super monkey called as Hanuman, he came. And he was dispatched as a messenger. Before this kabutar ja, there was bandar ja. But in Andhra, bandar is the place famous for ladu, right? Yeah. Bandar ladu. Eating the Now, Hanuman had to go. Not just Hanuman, the remaining 69,999 monkeys were asked to go in search of Sita. But that ring was given to whom? What? Were the other monkeys given the ring? No. Why? You should go ask that monkeys only. Why are you asking us? Why? Okate ring undi. Adi Bhima Jewellers lo istunarante, he will make copies and give. Right? Why did Rama give only the ring to Hanuman? Belief in Hanuman. Hanuman has the ability to fly, very powerful man. Then he should have not wasted the time of the 69,000 waste of human resources. They could have at least sat in their houses and watched Gemini TV. Why should they unnecessarily go? Because though all of them wanted to serve Rama, Hanuman was the only celibate monkey. Naishtika Brahmachari. So he, even in his Facebook, no girlfriends. Only boys' school he studied. So he did not know this concept of February 14, gifting, heart, arrow, nothing. So he was wondering, why is this Rama crying day and night about the loss of Sita? He can live happily, enjoy his life. But he did not say it. See, Hanuman was a very seasoned and cultured monkey. He did not say it. But face is the index of mind. Agathin alagu, mugathin theriyu. So Rama sensed. Then he thought, it is this Hanuman who should go and see Sita. So he asked other monkeys to search, but quietly gave the ring to Hanuman. Hanuman flew all the way to. On the way, he met up with many obstacles. Mainakam was one mountain. It said, you stay in my mountain, Hanuman. 3 days, 2 nights, 999. This Mainakam was trained under Bata. So, you stay with me. Hanuman said, see, I have to go in search of Sita. I cannot stay like this in the middle. So, here, Hanuman, as he crossed Mainakam, he came across a Nagamata called Surasa. This Surasa said, I am very hungry. Hanuman said, if you are hungry, you should go to Saravana Bhavan. Today Saravana Bhavan has gone inside. Right? So you have to go to Saravana Bhavan or Sangeeta. What is the famous here? Annapurna. Chutneys. You have to go to chutneys. Where are you coming? That is when Hanuman said, why don't you go there? She said, no. I will be. Why will you eat me? Because in Shastram, those who have been asked to consume non-veg also are allowed to consume 5 animals. Pancha panchanakaha bhakshya is one statement. Hinduism doesn't make vegetarianism mandatory. Certain varnas should not, certain varnas can consume. And in that 5 animals consumed in a certain way will not give rajogudam. Is one statement. That's a different topic of debate. Now in those 5 animals, monkeys is not there. Monkey's flesh need not be consumed. So Hanuman said, see, those 5 animals category, I am not there. Why you want to consume me? She said, I am a citizen of China. Hanuman, he tried to get inside her mouth. Sukshma roopa dhari siyani dekhava, vikata roopa dhari lank jarava, bhima roopa dhari asura sahare, Ramachandra ke kaaj savare, laya sajivan lakhan jiyaye, Shri Raghubir har shiur laye, Raghumati ki bahut badai, तुम मम प्रिय भरत समभाई सहस पद्म तुमरो यश गावे अस कहि श्रीपति कंठ लगावे सनकादिक ब्रह्मादि मुनीसा नारद सारद सहित रईसा यम कुबेर दिगपाल जहाँ दे कर कोविद कही सबे कहाँ दे तुम उपकार सुग्रीव ही कीन्हा राम मिलाय राजपद दीना राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की राम लक्ष्मण जानकी जय बोलो हनुमान की. So Hanuman, with just a second left, he went inside her mouth, even without a drop of a saliva that could touch me came out. She wondered, how did you get in and come out? He said, what did you say? You have to get inside my mouth. You never insisted that I have to stay inside your mouth. So he came. So then he crossed Mainakam, Surasa, Nagam, Simhika. And then he reached Lanka in the evening time, taking the size of a cat. That is when a lady, the immigration officer of Lanka, called Lankini, he said, show me your passport. Where is your visa? He said, I thought it is on arrival. He went inside. By the time he could just barge in, she gave one knock on his head. Kuttu. He gave a kuttu. Now, he wanted to do a kuttu for kuttu, tit for tat. So he gave her one knock. She should have ideally got angry, but she remembered what she had forgotten. See, before coming to the post of the immigration officer, she was serving Brahma. Brahma had cursed that you will, out of your bad conduct, become an immigration officer in Lanka. So she asked, when will I get emancipation, vimochanam? When one extraordinary monkey knocks your head, you will come back. So she was able to remember when Hanuman knocked. See, when we talk to people also, in many houses, I went to one of the houses. You see, nowadays you've got this tablet, iPad. When I started my discourses, I went to one of the houses 8-9 years back. So there was this desktop. So I asked that lady, Mommy, can I use your desktop? She was very generous. Please use. I was searching where the desktop is. She removes the veshti of her mom. So, Mama's veshti, Mama's dhoti is a multi-purpose garment. You can use that to cover the computer as well as you can put vadam. Vadam ఏం చెప్తారు తెలుగులో? వడయాలు. ఒడియాలు చేయడానికి కూడా మామ వేష్టి ధోతి ఉపయోగం అవుతుంది. So that veshti was taken. Since I saw the desktop monitor, my Saturn 7.5 Saturn ensured that the desktop will not work when I sit. So I called, Mommy, come and help. Mommy came and gave a knock to the desktop. And it worked. But she didn't stop there. She said, "Ida avara madri." It is just like give. So Hanuman was able to remember and ensure that she remembered by giving her a knock. So through Hanuman, even without Rama, with a character called Hanuman, Ramayana becomes very lively. See, you can't imagine a Ramayana without Hanuman. Though Hanuman is not the protagonist, he takes as much an important role as Ramayana, despite being a monkey. See, he was a monkey, he was not the hero, he was a celibate. But look at the importance that he gives. So he goes and sees Sita, and he tells, after having done the exchanges of ring, hair clip and everything, he tells Sita, you sit at my back, I will put on a seat belt. I will take it. Here Hanuman. So I will take you directly to Kishkinda. Because Rama was in Kishkinda, I will take you directly there. That is when Sita tells, Hanuman, I cannot come with you. If I come with you, and if the demons follow us, where will you keep me and fight? There is oceanic waters. I don't know to swim. Where will you keep me and fight? Hanuman said, don't worry, Mata. I will go at a very high speed. So I will go at a very high speed. I will ensure that I will keep you safe. I will keep you safe. At that point in time, Sita asked, what more will you do? Hanuman said, no Mata, don't worry, you sit at my back. No. If I sit at the back of some strange person like you, what will others speak of my character? Hanuman said, you are like my mother. There are so many cases where the mother sits at the back of the son on a scooty and goes in this mambalam. Nobody will say anything. She said, no, I will tell you the real reason, Hanuman. See, one stranger called as Ravana, a Sri Lanka citizen, brought me from Bharatadesha to Lanka. One stranger called Hanuman will take me from Lanka to India. What will Rama do? He'll keep watching. Sita went from here. So, then what is the use of Rama? What did Rama do? He saw the shuttle match. So, people in my jewel will curse my husband if I come behind you. Let my husband come and rescue me. That is prestige for me. So, the moment Sita said this, Hanuman could understand. And he was caught by all the demons and taken to the court of Ravana. There, he was asked to be killed. But as per Vienna Convention, you cannot kill. You have to give him back. So Vibhishana wanted to teach Ravana a lesson. So he said, you insult him and say. So what was the best way to insult a monkey? By burning its tail. Because a monkey's prestige lies in its tail. In Tamil, many households, if the child is naughty, they say, ball. But for the monkey, ball is the Bharat Ratna. So, Vibhishana, upon Vibhishana's advice, various meters of cloth were surrounded on the tail of Hanuman's, and then it was dipped in ghee, G or B, ghee. And fire was lit. Hanuman's tale. Hanuman's mother was a very generous one, and Hanuman was a social media person. Whatever he gets, he will share. So he shared that fire with entire Lanka, barring the house of the pregnant, the old, and the young. The entire Lanka was burning. $6 billion loss. Rama. He had to reconstruct Lanka, but World Bank is not helping him. So Hanuman came back. On the other hand, Hanuman has seen Sita. Whom should he go and inform this message to? Rama. Because Rama was anxiously waiting. What is Sita? Whether she is living, dead, suicide, what to do? So he had to go and inform. Rama was stationed in Bellari. Kishkinda is Bellari, Reddy brothers. So he's there. So he had to go back. But Hanuman does not do that. What he does is, he intelligently takes the anxious monkeys, 69,999 monkeys, to one vineyard. That vineyard was the investment destination of Sugriva for avoiding tax. He had bought one vineyard. And in that vineyard, grape juice used to be fermented and used to be preserved for December 31st night. So, all these monkeys were taken there. And they had tumblers and tumblers of juice. Valmiki describes, so some were laughing, some were biting, some were jumping. So for the entire night, Hanuman engaged all these monkeys in that vineyard. On the other hand, the caretaker to that vineyard was Sugriva's uncle called Dadhimukha. Dadhimukha prevented those monkeys from destroying the beauty of that vineyard. But he couldn't stop. How can you stop monkeys from misbehaving? We are not able to stop you in the house. 70,000 years from marriage. So immediately, what Hanuman did was he engaged all these monkeys, while Dadhimukha, the caretaker, he had several bruises because of the monkeys. He immediately ran to the harem of Sugriva, who was seated next to Rama. He said, Sugriva, look at my body. Sugriva asked, who did this? That Hanuman brought all the monkeys to the vineyard. Hanuman brought. Rama, Hanuman has seen Sita. He looked at Rama and said, Rama could not understand. What are you telling Sugriva? Your uncle is severely injured. Take him to the emergency. Instead you are telling that Hanuman has seen Sita. How do you know? No. Because there has been a party in Navarasas. So how does that imply that Hanuman has seen Sita? Because without reason, Hanuman will not party. So, 1,000 years back, one of the students called Nanjiyar in the Sri Vaishnava tradition, he asked his Acharya Parashara Bhatta, while Rama as a husband was anxiously waiting for the news of success from Hanuman, why did Hanuman not come to Rama directly and take all the monkeys to the vineyard and then bring them here? Because all the monkeys were as excited as Hanuman that yes, Sita has been seen. Had Hanuman brought all the monkeys directly to the court of Rama, each of the monkeys would have patted at the back of Rama and said, yes, Sita has been seen. If 70,000 pats were received by Rama, Rama will become flat. So to prevent Rama's back from any material destruction, Hanuman wanted to take them to a speed breaker called as vineyard, bring all their excitement down. Because on January 1st morning, you won't see vehicles on the road. So, then bring them here. So there is Hasya Rasam in Ramayana as well. Where does it conclude? In the end. When Rama won over Ravana and all of them sat on the Pushpaka Vimana, they all started from Lanka, and in the transit, the monkey's wife, who were all stationed in Kishkinda, they said, we also want to join and come to Uttar Pradesh to see Pattabhishek. Because these wives were talking amongst each other. My husband has gone to a foreign country. Right? All the monkeys had gone to Sri Lanka. They were getting salary, 2 salaries. Sri Lankan rupee and Indian rupee. So these wives wanted to see what their husband were actually. Their husband said, we are all on Operation Sita. So this Project Sita, they wanted to see how the Sita looked. So they were all picked up in Kishkinta and they all sat in Pushpaka Vimana. They all got economy class, business class, premium class. So as they sat, the monkeys, the ladies, the female monkeys, they started discussing. Where is Sita? Where is Sita? Where is Sita? They were looking at Sita. She doesn't look all that great. Because as per Samudrika Lakshana Shastram, for the human man and the woman, the eyes should be large. Visalakshyam. Kadiyavagi pudeparandu midirundu. Don't look at my eyes. Kadiyavagi pudeparandu midirundu shabbariyodi need. The eyes should extend till the ears, it seems. Don't regret, now we can't do much about it. So, ideally for beautiful man and the woman to get that Mr. Miss World, you've seen all those contests, the congeniality contests and all. They will train. See, when you ladies are shortlisted and you go to the stage, you should act as if you're surprised. The Miss World title goes to. They'll say that lady will fail. Because she will be sure that she will never get it. Suppose somebody tells that she is supposed to, she is surprised. How am I supposed to do it? The other two will say, don't worry, amongst the 3 of us you are better. Then they will place the tiara. So, eyes should be large. These female monkeys had small eyes. They got China citizenship for free. So, they were looking at Sita and they said, wow, her eyes are so large. Next, the other monkey said, forget her eyes, look at her hip. It is non-existent. Because as per Shastram, for the man and the woman, the hip should come. See, when you put your thumb and this finger together, the hip should go inside this gap. Right. In the Napad Vati, so, the hip should be a pseudo hip. See, in chemistry we all come across acetic acid. It's called pseudo reaction. In botany there is something called pseudo carp. In botany we read. So pseudo means false like. So hip should be a non-existent part. That's what they traditionally say. What do you do? I'm on a keto diet. This Anjali Mukherjee or Anjali Mukherjee or somebody will say. Because in those days, they will say, reduce on food. But today they say, to reduce weight, you should have little food. Little food, many times. Saturday. And then there is a keto diet. In that you should have paneer, butter. Then you become thin. Someone now you have got a different. Now they say, no, don't give me. Many people ask, what will you have? Rice? Okay, rice. Because some prefer to have the diet of the sheep. What is it? Quinoa. Quinoa? That is the diet of the sheep in South America. Some people say, have lapses, a broken heat. See, I have lost weight. So, here the hip of a person should be that thin, it seems. In Tirukkural, have you heard of Tirukkural? It is an ancient set of code ethics by Thiruvalluvar, who states that as he walked by the street of Mylapore one afternoon, he saw that the girl, a 16-year-old young girl of that house, 16-year young girl of that house, was dead. He offered his condolences. How did this happen? The other person said, see, this girl was suffering from good health. She went along with her friend to the garden. There she plucked one of the freshly blossomed flowers so that it can adorn her hair locks. As she plucked the flower, she plucked that flower along with its stalk. There's a stalk, calyx and corolla, right? So she plucked along with it. Instead of just keeping the flower, she kept the flower with the stalk. Because of the stalk's weight, her hip broke. And she died, is what Tirupalluvar states, implying that the human's hip should be so sensitive to weight that it cannot bear even the stalk's weight. You keep one big stone on me, then also I can. So here, the female monkeys were looking at Sita and they were telling, look at her hip, it is a pseudo hip. Hip should be like us. And the other monkey said, forget her eyes and the hip. She's not even a lady. Other monkeys asked, why? How are you telling that? She doesn't have a tail. So Valmiki tries to bring in the Hasyam component as well. So with this, we have covered 3 gunams, which is Shringaram, Karunyam, Hasyam. 3 done, 6 more to go. 1 day left. We will be able to cover successfully tomorrow. Around the same time, we will have the lecture, and I request all of you that since the medium of communication is made English, because India has now got into a very diverse country. We have people of various languages living in one community. So we have North Indians, we have South Indians, we have Kannada, Telugu, Tamil, Malayalam speaking, all communities. So, interestingly, we have to borrow one of the international languages as our common language. And however more or less idiotic it is, English is one language that helps bridge the gap. So tomorrow we will have the second lecture to the series on Navarasas, where we will be delineating on the remaining 6 rasas of Ramayana. I request all of you to come. And as organizers, they have done a wonderful job, and as hosts, I have wonderful hosts as well. And with the hosts and the organizers, you all are such a sport, and you have all come in such large numbers on a weekday as this as well. Tomorrow being a weekend, I'm sure you're going to bring more people, so that, because in our lectures we don't give goodies. Our lectures are just meant to convey the messages of our scriptures. So if there is one USP to the lecture, it is just Ramayana and nothing but that. So those of them in this world and in this city and this vicinity who wish to seek the quintessence of our scriptures are always welcome to come. This being such a free event, people should make use of this and should help the organization grow in the years to come. And one more thing, my lectures both in English and in Tamil. Tamil is my mother tongue. English is the language in which I deliver a few lectures in India and abroad. Most of these lectures that have been bucketed into various topics are found for more than 1,200 hours on a mobile application called Deshika Daya. So be it an Android phone or an Apple phone, you have to go to the Play Store or the Apple Store and type Desika Daya, D-E-S-I-K-A. Second word is Daya, D-A-Y-A, Desika Daya. Why are you repeating so many times? Because despite that, people will come and ask me. So I have to repeat, like quote, Desika Daya. You type that, you download that app for free, install that app for free. It will not take a lot of space, it just takes 2.8 MB of your space. And even normal Samsung phones will have a lot of memory processor speed to withstand this. So download, install, and after that you will have to register. You will have to put your first name, last name, date of birth and so on, and your email ID and phone number, and click register. The moment you click register, you will get an activation 4-digit code to your number. Put that number and click sign in. With that you are signed in, you will get access to 1,200 hours of my lectures. So for free. So those of you who wish to download, wish to listen, can do that. Alternately, you can also use my YouTube channel. where you can find a lot of these lectures. With this, I would like to thank all the organizers and hope to see you all again soon tomorrow. Kavikartika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha Swasti Prajabhyah Paripalayantam Nyayena Margena Mahim Mahishaha Gobrahmanebhyah Shubham Astu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Kayena Vacha Manasendriyeva Buddhyatmana va Prakriti Swabhavat Karomi Yatyat Sakalam Parasmai Sriman Narayana Samarpayami.